Hello YouTube, this is Necrostevo and you're watching my 71st narrated Wi-Fi battle. I am almost done with finals. I had a bankruptcy law final today. I have to finish writing a 20-page paper on the challenges of minorities in obtaining and excelling in leadership, but we're almost done. So, since I'm almost done, I thought I'd narrate and post a battle for you guys. Uh, Today's battle is one that I had against iFoxMcloudi a little while ago, and it was a UU match. And I kind of had a lot of bad luck this match. So, as usual, I start off with Mittens the Crustal because I love starting off with Mittens the Crustal. You just start off with Mittens, it's December, your hands are getting cold, you can start off warm. And he decides to heat me up even more with the Fire Blast, so why the hell not? I knew that I could stay in, be sure to get my Stealth Rocks up because of Sturdy. If he burned me, I had the Lumberry, I had Stealth Rocks ready to go. I was thinking of going for the Rock Blast, but my luck more often than not would just end up missing, and I would need at least 4 hits to kill it, I think. No, I would need 3. I go into Quagsire here to take the Fire Blast, and I would have taken it better than that, except for the fact that he's probably Specs. And unfortunately, he gets the burn, which means I lose my Leftovers recovery, and that's a lot of bulk that I lose later on that I really, really needed later on in the match. He switches out into Chansey, expecting maybe the Scald and the Earthquake, which of course the burn nursed my Earthquake, so there's no point in going for that. And also, since I'm burned, I can't try out this Quagsire's 4th move, which is Amnesia, which really helps his bulk overall, because he's max physically defensive. Using Amnesia just makes him pretty much untouchable by anyone trying to set up on him. Anyways, though, I expected him to set up Stealth Rocks right there, so I used a chance to just go for Recover, just because I really need, this is my defensive pivot on the team. I needed it to be at full HP, and that burn really sucked right there. And I really hate Chansey. I don't like seeing Chansey. It really pissed me off in red and blue when it would show up in the Safari Zone, and I would waste 30 minutes just to have it run. But anyways, expecting his offensive move to maybe be Seismic Toss or Ice Beam or something like that, I go out into Shroud just to maybe taunt him. I was thinking about burning, but I remembered he had a Heracross, so I just sub on the switch, and he does switch to Heracross, trying to get the burn for his Guts ability, so that was good that I went for a sub right there. And I didn't know if he was Scarfed, Banded, or Swords Dance, so I just go for a taunt in case he is Swords Dance. This will give me a chance to figure it out. And I figured if he went straight for the attack, that means he is Scarfed. And he does go for the attack, and since he went for Night Slash, that's a coverage move, I figured that he actually might be Banded, because normally Night Slash is not used on Heracross because of the coverage options. It kind of has better coverage with other types of moves, so knowing that he is going to be stuck on Night Slash is a good opportunity to go out to Hitmontop, rapid spin those entry hazards away, maybe get a fake out or something like that going on one of his Pokemon. He goes back out into Chansey, which is fine by me because this fake out's going to do a great chunk to it, and then I can go for the Black Belt boosted Mach Punch. That unfortunately is not going to be able to kill because of Chansey's annoying bulk. God, I hate Chansey, and the people who use it against me, I don't hate them because they are completely entitled to use it because it's a great Pokemon, especially with that Evioli boost to its defenses. I don't like the design. I generally don't like happy things. I like darkness and death and all that good stuff. I just went to a really dark place. Excuse me, but I am able to kill off the Chansey with 2 Mach Punches. Unfortunately, Hitmontop gets poisoned. That's again just residual damage that I don't really want on Hitmontop. I figured his Shaman coming in here, I would be able to take whatever it went for because, especially bulky Hitmontop. And I'm able to go for the Rapid Spin to kill that substitute. I wasn't really sure what he would go for. I knew Seed Flare, Air Slash, maybe Earth Power, maybe Hidden Power Fire, maybe Leech Seed. Subseed Shaman's pretty common, so I went into my own grass type to see what he would go for. He goes for Sea Flare, and I'm like, I can take that as long as I don't get the drop. And unfortunately, I get the drop, which really sucks, because as you can see how well I took that Seed Flare, this is a more bulky Roserade. He goes for Air Slash, and after that drop, and that being super effective, I'm not going to be able to take that. And since it looks like he's probably more HP bulky oriented since he's running Substitute. So maybe I would have been able to live that Air Slash had he not gotten that drop. I could have swapped into something else on the Air Slash, but I was afraid he might predict that. So I kind of preferred just staying in there and getting that off. Here I protected to make sure I get my Guts boost so that I am ensured the kill on that Substitute. from my U-turn, and I could go out in the crustal as death fodder. I wasn't sure if the U-turn would kill the sub. I was assuming it would, but rather safe than sorry. And right there, I can activate my poison orb with I'm sorry, my toxic orb without any real repercussions from the toxic that turn. Uh, Unfortunately, I have to sacrifice mittens. I really like Crustal, guys. He's really growing on me. When I first saw his design, I wasn't really digging it, but after having a Crustal Cake at the ABXY Black and White Formal last year, and also, I'm sorry, this year rather, it was in the spring, and also just using it so much in the game, it's really grown on me. So if there's a Pokemon in 5th Gen that you didn't like at first, that's grown on you at this point, I would be interested to hear what it is. But anyways, I'm able to kill off that annoying Shaman with my Brave Bird Guts boosted, obviously going to kill. I could have gone for Facade, but I wasn't sure if it would kill, just because I didn't know how bulky he was, and I didn't want to really risk that. And so I take a ton of recoil, and since he brings in his Heracross on my Swallow, I know that he's Scarfed, and that confirms it right there. I'm allowed to go out to my Quagsire to take that very easily. Even if he had gone for Mega Horn, it probably wouldn't have killed Quagsire. And that burn is whittling away at my health. Expecting the Victini switch in, I do go for Scald, and it doesn't do that much damage for Victini being weak against it. And here he kind of confirms that this Victini is likely Specs because of the fact that he goes for Psychic. So that, of course, is going to take down Quagsire, and if I didn't have the burn, I actually was thinking about going for Amnesia on that switch. But with the burn, it probably wouldn't have mattered too much. So he's able to knock me out with a nice safe Psychic right there. Here I go out to, now that I realize that his Victini is not Scarfed, it's okay to just kind of go out and throw some Facades around his team, because Facade is an extremely powerful move coming from Swallow. And even a defensive Weezing isn't able to take it, and I love seeing Weezing just because, number one, his design I think is awesome, and number two, his stats are and his move pool are just kind of so unpredictable at times. He's very, very, very bulky on the defensive side, and only having one weakness, Psychic, which is not that common as an offensive type anymore. That's just all around pretty good. He goes back out into Heracross, of course, to get the Scarf Stone Edge going. And I actually thought about staying in, banking on a miss, because this entire game I was operating on a back foot. Like, I was behind the entire game. I never really got anything going for me. I was constantly revenge killing his stuff and that type of thing. I did go for Will-O-Wisp there, knowing that he was Guts. I figured that he would kill me either way, but if he's going to kill me, I should get some residual damage in on him. Of course, I miss it, so it didn't end up mattering. But fortunately, I make up for that miss here as I go for the Fake Out and I get the crit. Seeing the damage that Fake Out did, about 2 turns of burn probably would have put him in about the same amount of HP, so it didn't really matter that I missed that Will-O-Wisp anyway. So you get paid back one way or the other. Unfortunately, he has a Life Orbed Honchkrow waiting in the wings, and I don't have anything for a Life Orb boosted Stab Sucker Punch. So I could have done some switching around there to try to outpredict his Sucker Punch, but at the end of the day, it really wouldn't have mattered much since I don't have anything faster than a Sucker Punch with priority. I actually recently took Quick Attack off of this Swallow in favor for the U-turn, but that's neither here nor there. I did enjoy that match though, despite the hacks and despite the loss. So I hope that you all enjoyed the narration, and I hope that you guys are finishing up your finals too. So please wish me luck in finishing out these last finals, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye now.